this is D-Vang again. Welcome to episode 71 of the Outlaw Joseph Scott's. This is entitled Go Ahead and Draw. This one I'm actually going to try something a little bit different. It's going to be an adventure, certainly, but it is a mission from the Frontier Town expansion. It is the solo hero adventure, where Joseph is facing off against a single opponent in a shootout at high noon. So, let's take a look. Here we are. It's high noon in the sleepy town of Brimstone. Joseph is facing off against the local lawman in a duel in the middle of the street. So this is mission number 6 in the Frontier Town. It is High Noon Duel. It is a solo mission, so it's a mission for one hero. So let's see how this works. It uses the town board. Setup is like this. They start with the enemy, which is a bandit, but I'm representing him with the painted lawman figure. Excuse me. And the hero. Five spaces apart, so there's 5 spaces between them, right in the middle of the street. Alright. One of the local frontier folk has challenged you to a duel in the streets at high noon. It's a one-on-one, you or him. So buildings are locked. These are special rules for the scenario. Buildings are locked, so you cannot enter buildings. There is no roll to hold back the darkness, and no fleeing. The entire mission counts as a single fight, but there is no loot card, draw, catch your breath, or corruption hits for Darkstone once the adventure is complete. And the hero is restored to full health and sanity, return to 1 grit, and continue their town stay, or begin the next adventure, depending on what caused the duel. Alright, variable initiative. At the start of each turn, the hero and the enemy each roll a d6 and add it to their initiative for the turn. Okay? Draw rule. The very first turn of the mission, the models may not move. You still get to roll to see if you can get a grit, but there's no actual movement. Alright. And dueling opponent. The bandit model, or whichever model you want, I said I've got the lawman model, represents your opponent for the duel. He uses the stats found on the enemy record sheet for the bandit, including any elite abilities or brutal stats. So Joseph's going to be facing brutal. Let's see. In addition, it has its health and damage for all attacks multiplied by the hero's level. And if the hero's only level 1, you just double it. So, level 1 and level 2, hero posse level 1 and level 2 are the same. So, what that means is, we'll have to see how this goes. So you got the bandits here, initiative 6. Alright, so they have 3 damage. Joseph is posse level 8, which means each hit will do 24 points of damage. Ouch. And then he also has 8 health multiplied by 8, so 64 health. Now we do need to see what elite abilities that the fellow has. Let's see what we get here. Reroll one of those. If I can get something other than 3, so 1, 3, and 6. So we have a 1. Trigger happy. Range to hit rolls of 6 now cause 5 hits each instead of 3. Oh, good lord. And let's see, a 3 is Thieves. He's +2 initiative. Also, any hero that takes 1 or more wounds from an adjacent bandit has to lose a Darkstone or $100. And a 6, range to hit is now 3+. Wow, those are some nasty ones. Joseph's probably going to go through his revives, is what I'm expecting. But you do have the two revives to keep from getting knocked out. So we'll see how that plays out. So shift this up a little bit so we can have the box there for rolling. Now, theoretically, you might be able to. In fact, you probably want to after the first round. I think, just considering all this and the number of shots, after the first round, Joseph's going to come duck behind the corner here and get into cover. I suppose I could treat the barrel as cover, but I don't think I'm going to do that. And of course, it's a bandit, so he has a shootout ability, which means he's going to try to, stay at range and all that. So, but I think that's going to be Joseph's best strategy. Anyway, the objective is obviously to defeat him. As a reward, you get some experience, 25 experience times your hero level. And as a failure, roll for injury is normal for being KO'd. And then you start the next adventure with no grit. So Joseph needs to survive the first round and then get into cover. Makes sense. But there's no holding back the darkness. There's no depth track. It's just simply, growing dread, no darkness. It's just simply going to be a slugging match, shootout. He does have +2 initiative, so he is initiative 8. Plus a d6 against Joseph's 4 plus a d6. So it's going to be rough for Joseph to be able to get initiative, but who knows. So let's go ahead and go. We'll start here at the beginning. Rolling for initiative. So the red is going to be for the lawman, for the bad guy. Because Joseph's the hero, right? So, and blue will be for Joseph. So rolling for initiative again. Basically, I need a 1 for him, like a 5 or a 6 for Joseph. And nope. So he will get to go first. So he will shoot. He has 3 dice, hitting on 3s, with 6s being 5 hits. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5 hits. Excuse me. Joseph needs to roll his defense. Okay. Excuse me. Joseph will spend a grit, because remember, each of these is 24 wounds. We'll have to see how that goes. Joseph can basically let 1 wound through, because he has 33 hit points. Or sorry, 1 hit. He can let 1.5 hits through. Obviously, he gets armor saves. Alright, well that blocks 24 more wounds. So good. So there's 3. So now we need, well, I'll do these in blocks of 24. And he does get his free reroll. So 6, 8, 8. In fact, that's all of these dice is 24. So do this 3 times. 4 wounds. Or for his armor save, I should say. And then we'll count up how many, and then I'll get my reroll. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So there was 12 hits, or 12 wounds that have gone through. Okay, second set of 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 25 wounds. And then last but not least, not good. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So 51. All right, 36, or 35 and 15. Oh, sorry, 25. That's right, it was 25 and 16, so 41. 41 wounds. Okay, so now Joseph gets his armor saves, or his reroll for his tribal armor. So 10. Now I'll do it in groups of 10. And these are rerolls. Alright, so there was 7. And I'd like 2 more. And 8, so that's going to be 15. Oops. Three more. It's another 7. All right, and then 11 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 7 more. So 29. Excuse me. Okay, so 29 wounds. First round. Joseph did not need to use a revive first round, which is good. So now Joseph gets to go. Roll to move. Does not get a grit back. Oh, sorry, actually he rolled 2 dice suddenly. Nope, 5 and a 6. Okay, he cannot move, though, the first round. So now Joseph gets to go. Alright, so he's got 4 and 4. I just completely screwed that up. I'm just looking at it. I used his combat value of 3 dice, not his 5 dice of shots that he should be using. So, what does that mean? That's 2 more shots. So 2 more dice that he needs to roll to hit. He hit with one of them and it's a 6, so that's 5 hits, though. Okay, Joseph had defense roll and a grit re-roll. Okay. This is probably a given because, again, that's 3 more hits, each of which is 24 damage. I am simply going to say because they're all from him, it's just a revive. Okay? Joseph used a revive. Oh, actually, you know what? He started with 5 wounds anyway, so that would have knocked him out. Anyway, a little bit of overkill. Joseph has used one of his 2 revives. Now it's Joseph's turn. He really needs to get into cover, one way or the other. But he has to last 1 more turn, which is going to use up his other revive, I'm sure. Okay, and Joseph hits on 4s. He really needs his grit for defense. To try to perhaps mitigate. So I'm just going to do his skill, and bandolier. Yeah. All right. Well, that does give him 3 more dice. All right. His defense is a 3, so Joseph is 1 for Darkstone bullets and 1 for skill, so -1 on each die. That is some good damage rolling, though. Three, 4, 1, 3. So 5, 10, 20, 27. 27 wounds. And I guess he'll... I could use my void assemblies. I think I may wait till next turn. So that leaves him at leaves the fellow at 37 health, and then hopefully this isn't going to last long. Hopefully Joseph can kill him next turn. All right, that was number 1. Round 2. Rolling for initiative. He's a 9 and Joseph is an 8. Yep. Yeah, that +2 initiative that he got. That Thieves number 3 elite ability made it very difficult for Joseph to be able to shoot first. He's not going to move anywhere. He can't get into cover from Joseph. So, and the shootout is basically he's just going to stay there and stand there and shoot. So he has 5 dice, hitting on 3s. Oh, I think he saved. Look at that roll. 2 hits and no 6s. Alright, so Joseph rolls his defense. Joseph dodges both hits. Well, after being caught off guard, Joseph emerges unscathed. Wow. Okay, Joseph rolls to move. 3 or a 3. Well, this is the time where I wish I could add them together. Can't go into a building. Can't 1, 2, 3. Can't quite get to that corner. 1, 2, 3. Can't quite get to that corner. Joseph will have to do it anyway. So 1, 2, 3. He's going to step back, hoping to get around there next turn if need be. But we'll have to see. Joseph may very well survive, given that one round, that second round here. And Joseph does have the range. He's got a range of 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. That's actually the perfect range. It's not some great shooting though. But again, I want my grit to try to help with defense if need be. Actually, yeah, I mean I have enough hits. Or I have a fair number of hits, I should say. And I get 1 extra die. That's still a goodly number of hits. So let's roll damage. Again, -1 on each die. Do I want to re-roll? I could grit some of the damage, but no, that's not too bad. Let's just go with that. So that is a 2. That is a 2. That is a 3. 4, 3, 4, 2. So 7, 10, 8, 10, 20. The 2 void shots really won't help. Because at most they'll do 12. But I think I'll go ahead and use them anyway. Use the void assemblies on both of them. To do another 7 more. So the fellow's down to 10. Alright. Next initiative. Obviously he gets initiative. Alright, so now what he's going to do, now what we need to check on is for shootout. What he's going to do when he moves, we need to see if he is going to try to get into cover. What they do when they try to get into cover is, let me just double check here. Enemies using cover. You roll a d6 on a 1, 2, or 3. Enemy's going to attempt to take cover. He does not. Because he could basically come here and lean out. But he doesn't care. So he's just going to get within 6 of me. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's just going to come right here because that's the range of his pistol. He's just going to step forward, guns a-blazing. Alright. And then he's going to take his shots. 5 shots. Hitting on 3s. Pretty good. Pretty good for Joseph. So that makes 5 hits here. Alright, so Joseph will roll his defense. Okay. He'll spend his last grit. You roll his defense. Nice. Still theoretically can knock him out with 2 hits. That is 24 each. So that was all of these dice twice. 4 armor saves. In the box. Oops. Where was he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's back there. Okay, so block, 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 block. block, block. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. So that is 17. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18. 35. Okay. 35 of the 48 wounds. Got through, but now Joseph does get armor saves. So 4, 6, 8, 10. Armor. So that is 3, 6, 7. Okay, so here's another 10. Blocks 4, so that's another 6. So that is going to be 13. Okay, another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. So another 6. So that is 19. Right, and then 5 more. Blocks 2. So it's 3 more. So 22. And that's 22 wounds that Joseph takes. Not enough to knock him out. And now it is Joseph's turn to retaliate. Excuse me. A 1. You know what? He's just close enough. Oh no, he needs a 2. He has to take the 2 because he has to step back and then lean. So, Joseph ducked into the doorway. And now or into the alleyway. Kind of a coward, isn't he? This is supposed to be a shootout. They're supposed to stand in the middle of the street shooting at each other. But he is an outlaw, so to heck with that. I'm not going to be stupid like that sheriff. So here goes Joseph. Boy, you know, oh, he's got his eye patch. He's going to spend that to get up to his max grit. Haha. So there. Almost forgot about that. So then he's going to spend a grit to re-roll. Because this was not a good to hit roll with only 2 hits, well 4 hits. But he can re-roll all these. Okay? And then he gets to he gets 2 re-rolls, one for his skill, one for his bandolier. Nice. So he gets him another red die and 3 blue dice. So lots of hits. This should be the end of this lawman. Joseph is -1 on each die. There's lots of 5s. I have a feeling that's going to be enough. Let me see what he gets here. 4, 4, 4, 4. Guy only has 10 hit points left, so yeah. That's enough. That is enough to finish him off. Plow. Alright, well that was interesting. It was a lot shorter than I thought. You know, it is a shootout. And those should be pretty, you know, pretty quick anyway. Joseph was extremely lucky with that second round. 5 shots hitting on 3s, with 6s making 5 hits, and he only hit twice. And Joseph, his 5+ defense blocked both of them. Even failing one of them would have used up at least his second revive. It was certainly a challenge with that the sheer amount of damage that the enemy does. I would be interested to try this with different characters, with different equipment setups, simply to see what, you know, against the same enemy, just to see what's the sort of, you know, how the different kinds of characters would work. You know, would a marshal or somebody with a shotgun, you know, do better? You know, is it simply, you know, because is the outlaw, you know, better at this sort of thing? Certainly getting all those extra hits helped, but obviously he couldn't critical. You know, with 64 health, you know, a few really good high-powered criticals. I know, like, my wife's rancher has something ridiculous like plus 6 critical damage or something like that for each critical hit that she causes. You know, and, you know, she's got a rifle with, you know, 3 shots, you know, the hunting rifle with 3 shots, and it does +2 damage. So you're talking, you know, each critical hit can do, you know, like 10 damage, 12, you know, 12, 10, 15 damage each or something like that. And, you know, if she hit 3 times, you know, you're looking at, you know, 45, maybe 50 points of damage in one, you know, in one volley if she rolls well. You know, Joseph did 20. You know, he had a high of 27, which is a really good roll, and then a 20. So, and I didn't count what that last one was, but that was a decent roll. That was probably like a 25 or something. You know, not bad. Certainly, obviously, having the revives protected him a little bit. It was said, other than if that second round hadn't been so miraculous for Joseph, he would have been out of revives and down to the last of it. And it's possible, you know, that, you know, given the third turn, because even the third turn he didn't, you know, he got away with a little bit of it. You know, guy hit below half. He only hit 2 of his shots. Excuse me. So, you know, and the Marshal's got the 3+ defense save. And, you know, and each successful defense is saving 24 wounds. Joseph, with his, you know, measly 5+, was taking, you know, exceptional numbers of them. You know, he was basically taking you know, like 60 wounds, you know, 48, 60, or 62, I don't know, math off the top of my head is hurting me. 48 plus 24, you know, wounds each round, because, you know, 2 or 3 hits we're getting through, and each one's worth 24 wounds. it seems like it could be like this could be fairly well balanced. It's going to be kind of hard to see. I mean, everything in the game is slightly skewed towards the heroes, so that's, you know, it's not surprising that the heroes have a little bit of a bonus in that regard. Certainly, I rolled some tougher of his elite abilities. You know, the +1 defense and +2 health. You know, could have impacted some stuff. Certainly, it would have reduced down the damage he took a lot. So that was an interesting one. And of course, the other one he's got are while wounded, he gains +2 shots, which would have been nasty. You know, certainly don't need him getting 2 more shots after the first turn. And then, of course, bandit attacks are now damage +1, which isn't good. So, you know, none of the bandit elite upgrades are really very friendly, because some of them are, you know, they gain tough, so they're immune to critical hits. Well, Joseph's not doing critical hits, so that's not a big deal. He's just giving himself extra shots, but. So that was interesting. This is you know, the one and only right now solo mission. It's interesting to see how they decided to try to scale it for one hero by scaling the hit points and the damage caused per hit by the hero's level. I think that goes a long way towards it. I think what might have been an interesting thing is it's obviously it would have been a little bit different on that last round if the fellow had gone into cover. If I had rolled and he had actually gone into the cover there, you know, he would have gotten a 4+ save against every single one of Joseph's shots. I might change the rules and simply say they will try to get into cover. Because honestly, why wouldn't you? I mean, you know, yeah, sometimes they're stupid, or it does occasionally put them into a better position if they don't try to get into cover. But it seems more realistic, more reasonable that really everybody would try to get into cover. So, you know, because that would have changed the game a bit. Joseph probably wouldn't have killed him this turn. Well, I mean, maybe he would have. But with a 4+ save, you figure half the shots that hit are gonna miss because of the cover, and then they would have had a shootout around that building, which I think would have been kind of cool, and would have made a bit more sense, I think. So I think in the future, if I do another town shootout, or a one-on-one shootout, I may try this again. You know, in the future with Joseph, I will say he will. You know, I think the bandits will just try to get into cover if they can. You know, again, as long as they're within range of a hero and able to shoot them, they will move into cover rather than making it a dice roll to see if they'll get into cover. That seems to make a bit more sense to me. And would have extended this a bit more. So, but that is exactly how this High Noon Duel Frontier Town mission number 6, the solo one-on-one mission. I could even see using, if people wanted to you know, make a variant, using sort of the basics of this for character versus character shootouts. So, you know, if you had you know, you wanted your rancher to face off against, you know, your buddy's outlaw or something, you know, buildings. Use the basic rules. Buildings are locked. You can't go into buildings. First turn, you can't move. You have to stay in the middle of the street. place themselves five apart. You might have to tweak it if there's somebody with a gun that only has a shorter range. Just to be fair, you probably want to start with both people in range of each other. So if somebody only has, if you've got your buddy's got an outlaw with a sawed-off shotgun, or say the marshal with the regular shotgun, it's only got the range of 5 and not 6. Then you'd either have to let people move the first round or start them off at range. I would probably say start off at range. Don't allow them to move. That means you've got one round where they're definitely going to shoot each other. You still go with the D6 plus their initiative value for initiative. That gives a little bit of randomness, especially amongst characters that have close to similar initiatives. If that bandit hadn't had his +2 initiative to put him to 8, which is basically double Joseph's initiative, 6 is much more reasonable, where Joseph conceivably might have been able to go first in a round. As it was, the bandit would have to roll a 1, that puts him at 9, that means Joseph has to roll a 6 to get 10 and go before him. But that is this mission. Those are some of my thoughts about it after playing it. Again, this is my first time playing it. Give it a shot. I may try it again sometime in the future. I don't think I'll do it next time I run an adventure, simply because I don't want to bore you guys with it. But I think I probably will try it again just to see. It is pretty quick and simple. Even if it had gone a little bit longer, it would still be pretty quick and pretty simple. You don't have to worry about drawing tiles or moving the depth track or drawing cards for darkness or growing dread or any of that. It's just gunplay, which can go pretty quickly, and some position on the board. So I can certainly do that. It was relatively fun. It was certainly as a first play to go, ooh, how does this work? But hopefully you guys found it interesting. And Joseph will hit the town next episode. And we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. Bye.